Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Zelda 2, The Resurrection of Ganon, a fan-made hack of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Last episode we completed the Maze Island Palace, and now we're just going to head to the south to the next palace, the Three-Eyed Rock Palace. We don't have to worry about the River Devil in the way, because he's been moved to the south. We don't have to deal with him until basically the end of the game. But we're going to have to deal with him eventually to get to Old Cassuto, the town where in the base game where the Thunder Magic was, the most powerful magic. In this game it has the Resurrect spell, which you need to resurrect Ganon and the coast that he has on this land. The coast which is like altered all the palaces and how they kind of look, and the landscape. Take out these, take tights, get some experience. Now, with no River Devil here, this bridge actually becomes an encounter zone. I guess to make up for this being an encounter zone, on the path to the south that this is taking us to, rather than having 3 encounter zones, we're only going to have 1, which is good because the encounter zones, just like in the base game, is these ones with the fences where the lizards rain down rocks on you. So having to only go through 1 rather than 3, that's fine by me. The shield spell just to reduce damage here. We do have a pretty long trek to go, and there's no towns to heal up in. Luckily there is a red pot jar that we can get to refill our life and to refill our magic, so that we can refill our life with our magic. And right here, it's pretty good odds to farm a fairy. What you can do is, if you're really low, you don't think you'll be able to survive the trip across the desert and the bridge here, you can kind of just step into the forest, hope a fairy spawns, and if it does, then run into the fairy. And if not, just enemies, just head back down to the safety of the road, and then get an encounter on the road where there is no enemies, so you'll be safe. But we're pretty good. We're actually going to be able to get that red pot, and we got lucky here. We got a fairy. I don't know if it's just maybe this domain, because of course close to the end, but it seems that fairies seem to be a little bit more common in this section of the world map. So we get a point bag in here, and I'm taking a beating in here because I know that I got the red jar coming up, and I got a refill just with that fairy, so I'm just not being cautious. I advise you to be cautious. But so we got the point bag, and then to the south east, where there was a heart container in the base game, there's going to be a red jar. So we'll heal our life up, and then we're going to head to the palace. Luckily in the palace, there's also going to be quite a few opportunities to pick up red jars. But even with the red jars in this palace, it's a pretty long palace. So I'm going to take 2 trips to go through it. But it's good because the way the palace is kind of set up, it lends itself to being done in 2 trips. Because we're going to do this initial trip here where we basically stay on the upper part of the palace, and we get the item, the water walk boots, and then on our next foray through the palace, we will be going down, I guess, into the basement type area of the palace to get the magic container. Over here we have to get a key, but this is where one of the red pots are. I'm going to show off here. Sometimes it could be an iron knuckle, but like I said, there's also a chance there's a 50-50 shot that it's a pot or an iron knuckle. You just have to hit that. I would just go and hit the second, the top block that I did there, because that way, if there's an iron knuckle, it's still stuck in the sand, and then you can just like walk out to reset the room, then head back in and try your luck again. That way you're not risk getting hit by the iron knuckle, because he'll be stuck in the sand there. Like I said, you only need to hit the one in the middle there to get the pot to spawn. So like I said, our first trip we're going to be heading basically over to the right to get the boots. We'll do a quick detour in the next room. The next room is the room where the portal is. There's these two pits in this room, and they whatchamacallit, they lead you to different floors, and then they just loop around. So we don't really need the jump magic to get across here. We could just fall down the pit and then fall over to the right, and then eventually we'll come over to we'll end up on fall onto the ceiling from the right. We can also do that when we're leaving the dungeon, the palace. So you don't really need jump. But since I got that red pot refill, I figured I might as well just use it. Use a guard spell to get rid of this guy. Thankfully though, we'll take care of him here, and we'll never have to see this guy again. Because he's taken care of here, so when we're retreating from the palace, he won't be here. And on our second dive through, we won't have to head this way. Finally take him out. I would like to get that attack, but my life is pretty low there, so heal up. Take out these red skeleton knights. Sometimes you can time it pretty good and get between those heads. Those shots that those heads shoot out, but there we go. That was a good one right there. Now we got this room here. We can make it through this entire room without the jump spell, but I kind of mess up toward the end. You could just leave and reset the room, and that way, if you don't make these jumps, you can just stab like I do here and climb up this way. But the main thing I said, the reason for the jump spell is you can make this jump here if you time it right, but I pressed the button too late. I actually mispressed the button, so I'm forced to use the jump spell. But yeah, you don't necessarily need, like I said, if you time it right, you can make that jump. We will need the jump spell though in the next room, because like in the base game, there's going to be a hole in this room. Basically, it's going to be beyond the third pillar here. This little. So I'm going to select our jump spell. This eye can actually be helpful in a sense, because you can let him drop fire on the ground, and you can see where the hole, the pit kind of is. So it's about 3 tiles in, 3 blocks in, and goes for about 3 or 4 blocks. So we'll just get him out of the way for getting ready for the jump, and then on the 3rd block we'll just take a leap, and that'll clear us the pit. We're gonna have to fall down that pit later to get a key down there, but obviously we want to avoid it the first time through, so that we can get the water walk boots over here. And that'll open up the 5th palace, and also allow us to go to New Cassuto. Get some stuff there then. And it'll also be a place to, refill our magic and supplies and all to come back for our second delve into this palace. We fall down this hole, go to the right, grab the key, and then we head over to the left. There's a really fast bubble over here that's can be annoying. I tried to down stab it, but I missed. And I perform poorly over here on this red iron knuckle. Ouch. I'm not playing very well today, but that's okay. This guy, we can use him. You can downward thrust him, and they jump, and they can get you up to that point bag up there. But I'm not really worried about, because I'm not doing the entire palace, I'm not concerned about using magic to just use the jump spell to get that point bag. I do need some magic though to get out of this area, because that elevator is going to take us back to that room where I said you can make the jump without the jump spell, if you time it right. But we do need the jump spell to get out of that pit. So now, if you weren't lucky like me and got a red jar there, you can farm these bot enemies to get a blue magic jar. to get enough magic to use the jump spell. Luckily, because of the way those, you won't need the jump spell to get out of the palace though, because the way that the floor teleporter kind of loops around, you can end up falling off the top of the ceiling. You can fall out of the ceiling on the left side and make the cat pass those jumps. We're actually going to be going down those pits, doing a little bit of exploration down there because there's some enemies and some point bags off to the side, off some of the ways that you're not supposed, off the dead end ways. So we might as well get them now, clear them up. That way there's just less distractions for our second dive into this dungeon. So we're back in the pit room. This time we're going to take the pit. And there's like 3 different destinations it can take you to. The second one is the one that we want to go to advance the game. But like I said, we're not going to go that one. I'm just going to go off to the side here, beat some enemies. Take out this guy, open the door. This is the correct way to go. I want to kind of like defeat all the enemies, so this way when I come through here again, I can just skip this guy. I'm not worried about taking damage here, because like I said, I know I'm leaving the palace and getting a refill of my life and magic, so hey, we took him out. So even if we come back again, don't have to worry. Nothing on this side here. Fall down. Like I said, depending on where you fall, puts you where you fall, come out of the ceiling on the next floor. So over here. Nothing over here, but we got that 1 point bag. Then we're going to fall down, we're basically looping it around again. But we have to loop around again because I want to get this point bag over here. So one was on the left side, this one's on the left side, and one is on the right side on the 3rd floor. We got all the point bags, so now we can just loop around. Stay on the left to make sure that when it's time for the right floor, the correct floor to leave, we land on the right area. Now we can head out of the palace. And we save that red jar near the entrance of the palace, because as you can see, we are low on magic and life, and walking to New Cassuto will require going through a cave, so we want to have some resources just to make it through that cave. So I'm going to farm this pot over here. I'm going to see if it's the pot. There we go. Like I said, if it was an iron knuckle, all we'd have to do is just leave over to the left and come back in the room then, and it'll reset our chances to get it. We're good to go now. Now the water walk boots, we can cross the lake to the north here. In the base game, you could cross up to this cave to get to New Cassuto through a forest area, but the lake is overflowed in this game. See at the top there? So you can't. So to get to that cave, you have to have the water walk boots. So I'm going to head to this cave though. We could have come to this cave a little earlier, but I didn't want to waste the resources on it. As you saw, we were pretty tight on resources in that palace dive. So I figured I'd do it now. There's also another area in the swamp that we can go into, that I will go into. Yeah, if it's in the base game, then it's also in this game. So at least they kept things similar in the overworld. And we finally get to have an attack go up. We've been searching for that attack since the beginning of the episode. We had to take some other level ups to get us through areas instead. And now we're really close to maxing our attack and life. We head down to the lower left here, hug the wall, and that'll get us into that encounter zone. Ooh. Let me get that pot. There we go. jump spell, and I'd like to have the shield for the other cave. So here we are. We're going to have to use the jump spell to get up onto this ledge. And now, since we got that pot in the last area, we have enough for the shield spell and the cave to New Cassuto. So let's head on over there right now. These swamps ain't too dangerous. I think these ones are... Ooh, we got another pot. That's nice. I think the tough enemies are actually easier than the easy enemies in the swamp there. Because the tough enemies get the Octoroks, where the easy enemies are those floating red eyes, which can be really annoying. So it's also annoying is this, we have these eyes that fly around here, and these bats that swoop down and turn into people and shoot fireballs at you. But see, they kind of float into the floor, so you kind of gotta either downward stab them when they're in the floor, or hop down into one of these little holes and use the fire magic to hit them when they're further away. So, unfortunately, that eye knocked me out of the hole. Dunk. Very annoying. There we go. Go down there. At least you got another pot drop to give us some magic. And we have some more annoying lizard men here, so just use the guard spell. Like I said, New Cassuto is right around once you get out of here. And we got a little pinch attack here. Okay, I didn't take damage, that's nice. New Cassuto is hidden by a forest, just like in the base game. But unlike the base game, you don't have to clear it away with the hammer. You can just walk in. But I cleared it away because I just want to show you. They say Vegu caught all the fish, and what did that do? It angered the Sea King. There's apparently a reality TV show where this guy went and was fishing to catch all like these river fish, I think in South America, and then the show basically finished up because the guy actually ended up catching like all the fish native to the rivers in South America. So there was no more content to make. I never liked fishing. I always found it really boring, but I guess that's the appeal for some people, just relaxing time. I remember one memorable fishing trip I had though was, don't you just love standing stab? Yes, it's the most useful stab that we got. Most used stab. A fishing trip with my dad and my brother. It was the day that I got Dragon Warrior from Nintendo Power. So we went fishing, and I took the instruction manual and the guide that came with the game out while fishing. And basically I just read that while my brother and dad were fishing. I, threw the line out, but I paid no attention to it at all. So fish just got free worms out of me. But yeah, I just sat there and read it and just couldn't wait to get home to play Dragon Warrior. It looked so much fun, the game, reading the manual, and I missed the little manuals. Some games on the virtual console that I play a lot of these games on, they do come with a manual on screen. You can look at it through there. Enormous tides have torn apart a western palace, and that's Palace 3, the Island Palace. It's key to your travels, and that's kind of a play on words, a pun there a little bit, because in that palace is where we actually get the master key, the infinite key, and we need that key to get the magic container in the North Palace, that bonus palace, because in that palace there are no keys, but there are quite a few doors that we have to unlock, so the master key is needed to get through that palace. Although to enter that palace you need to have the fairy spell, we really can't get the fairy spell until we do Palace 5, because that's where the medicine is at. So even though the palace is technically accessible to the beginning of the game, you can't really get into the palace. As soon as you get where the elevator would be, you'll notice it's just a one tile gap that you need the fairy spell to fly through. Let's fill up on magic here and get ready to go to Palace 6 again in the next episode. Take care, have a good one. Bye.